All right, welcome back.
Welcome back.
So yeah, there was this one that I really liked. The speaking of songs that are like darker than people think they are, my favorite of those is "Might As Well Jump" from I think Rolling Stones. I forget which band does it now, or Van Halen. It might be Van Halen, but
Van
uh,
Hom.
but I love it because his whole the reason for that song kills me. Cause so what happened was he was watching a news report of a guy who was planning to jump off of I think the Brooklyn Bridge, and he was watching him like sitting there about to jump off the Brooklyn Bridge, and he was like, "I should write a song about this."
Like you do.
And then he did. So yeah, that's everyone's favorite song about suicide. Is might as well jump. It's like,
Might as well jump.
jump. You can go ahead and jump. Oh man, fucking so funny. All right, man, time for you to make some soup, dude.
My brain's blanking on how to do this.
Gotta
Oh,
make
right.
soup.
Right.
There you go.
I have to feed the birds?
Yeah, that is
Right.
what you need to do.
It's been a little while since I played this, so I forget. Then again, it's not the most difficult game.
The master of illusion.
Illusion.
I am the master of illusion. Illusion. Man, the cockroaches just want to be in the fucking hole.
That's what.
Like, they just run right to it.
Yeah, I mean, like you do.
As you do. That's how trees work, too, by the way. They just climb up
They
and
fall apart like that.
Yeah, they fall apart and climb right up on inside there.
Yeah, I mean, like you do.
Like you do. Like you blue.
Everybody in this building is dead.
It's
They're
okay,
all
there was...
going.
It's alright, there was probably no one in that building.
I hope. I mean, there was probably nobody in that skyscraper. It bounced around for a minute.
Yeah, no, probably not. Jesus Christ. Derek, slow as circles. Slow movement, not jarring fucking concussion creating movements.
Chris, I know how to play. I just choose not to.
Fair enough. Oh shit, you unlocked your quadcopter, boy!
I unlocked the quadcopter.
Oh baby, a quad!
Oh, baby, a quad. What? I also forgot that the raccoon is just like, I've been a great help.
Oh yeah, that's right. How'd you forget that's like his whole character? He's just like, I am helpful. He was delivering donuts and cleaning up trash. Clearly he was the better man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think the real question is, why is she the only human in this town? The Animal
That's a
Crossing
very good
question.
question.
The Animal Crossing question.
That's so. It's very true.
It's why am I the only human in this group of animals? The donut shop.
I always wondered that. Why are you the only human?
Yeah, right? It's a good question. One that needs to be answered. Man, look at this quadcopter go. Clearly it knows what's up.
Right, right. She just. Oh,
Oh shit!
she broke it.
Man, this game got serious all of a sudden. I'm not sure I can handle this.
It got a little too real for you, Chris.
Yeah, man, this is too real now. And she climbed up inside the donut.
Yeah.
Inside
it's called
the donut,
County.
dude. Oh shit.
All tying it back.
Teaching her she's teaching him a lesson, which means he's gonna have to murder her with the hole.
Yeah, a lesson.
Actually, I think
never
she's the one in
forget.
control of the hole at this point.
She is the
Yeah.
one in control of the hole.
That I do remember that.
You know, we hope she has control of her hole.
Hey, Derek, come on, man. We don't know how old this character is, which is for some reason important to the people on the internet, even though she's not real. Sorry, I got into a small rant for a second there. What was I talking about?
Sorry, the real you came out for a second there, right, Chris?
It's like, this argument doesn't make sense, because why would anyone care?
Chris, you're forgetting she's a 3,000-year-old vampire.
She's a
looks like a child.
3 million-year-old vampire lolly, Derek! She's well above legal age. Thank you.
Oh my god.
M'lady.
Oh my fucking god. So because I watched them a long time ago, occasionally YouTuber will recommend me videos of people playing, like Reddit posts that people read on D&D games.
Yeah.
And one was about this guy who wanted to play his anime waifu who he was playing in D&D.
Yeah, because that's not cringy at all, sure.
And I'm like, oh boy.
Oh boy, Rick.
Oh boy.
Dude, I mean, I'm not a D&D person to begin with. But, like, stories like that aren't helping me want to become one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
D&D is fun up until a point where it becomes very concerning. Kind of like Star Wars. Like, Star Wars stories and stuff are fun up until it gets to the point where talking to the people who are fans of it gets concerning, and then you don't want to deal with it anymore.
You know, trust me, Chris, I get it.
Yeah.
Because one of the stories was the guy playing a Star Wars game.
Yeah, like, no.
Oh boy, guys. I mean, to each their own and all that, but...
I mean, when every D&D game I've ever played has ended in some level of someone getting naked and fighting something else to the death while naked,
Chris...
I can't
I
see
don't
a
think-
reason why you wouldn't.
I don't think that has to do with the game at that point. I think that's-
Derek, listen, I want to state that it is not always me getting naked. Sometimes it
True.
is, but most of the time it's just people trying to one-up my insanity with their own insanity, making the game exponentially weirder faster.
Chris, when my brother... Hell of it.
Oh, Derek,
Not because I know you really care, but because I just feel like it will be silly.
you cut out for like 1/2 second there. I missed
I said
one
when
word of
my-
that sentence. Yep.
When my brother comes home,
Yeah.
I want to play with you because I just feel it will be crazy and stupid and silly.
I have no interest in playing D&D.
know.
However, I have been coerced into playing it by people bugging me for long enough to do it.
I am aware.
That's kind of how it works. Like I remember this one. I was at a
Convention?
college. It wasn't my college, but it was a different college that I just happened to be visiting for a reason. And they needed one more person to play D. No, they needed 2 more people to play D&D. That's what it was. We were a group of 4, and none of us really wanted to play. We were all like, "Nah, we're good." Even the one that did play D&D in our group, because there was only one that did play D&D, was like, "Nah."
No, I want to hang out with the guys I came with.
Yeah,
you know?
like not really interested. And eventually, because they were just like getting really desperate, and they're like, blah blah
Please.
blah. They're like, anything, like we just need 2 more people. And I finally I was like, alright, what the hell, fuck it. I'm like, but I'm warning you, I'm gonna derail the shit out of your game. And he's like, that's fine. I'm like, alright, but you asked
I just
for
want
it.
to roll dice with people and have a good time.
Yeah, I'm like, alright, but you asked for it. So he like starts up the game and he's like, I'll just go through a few of my favorite shenanigan moments, which was like, he had one where he was like, you start in a dark room with no equipment or weapons or anything. What do you want to do? And I was like, I want to get naked. He was like, why? And I'm like, I just do. He was like, alright, you get naked, I guess. What do you want to do now? Yeah, he's like, what do you want to do now? And I'm like, I don't know, I guess we'll look around the room. He's like, you look around the room and find a chest with armor and weaponry. He's like, you put your pants on, one leg at a time, and then your shirt. I'm like, no, I want to wear it in reverse. I want to wear my shirt as my pants, and my pants as my shirt. He's like, why? I'm like, don't question me, just do it. He's like, alright, it's incredibly uncomfortable, but you do it anyways.
Don't you tell me how to play my character.
Yeah, fuck you, I'll play how I want. Like, my whole goal is just like, I'm gonna derail the shit out of this. And that's how I play D&D, is they eventually get me to play D&D, even though I don't really want to, and then I just derail the fucking hell out of everything that's happening in the story.
Like you do, I mean, it makes sense.
And I, like, encourage all my other players to do the same, like...
Nope, all your other employees, Chris.
Yeah, I was playing with one of my friends, and he was just like in the same game, and he ran into a some warrior guy who was like wanted revenge for his dead family or some stupid bullshit that no one cares about, and he's like, what's your first move for the battle? And he's like, I'd like to remove all my clothes as well.
Like you do.
And I'm like, damn right. Actually, he had a better idea, because his was like, I want to remove all my clothes and then try and convince my combatant to remove all his clothes as well. And he successfully rolled and convinced him to take all his clothes, so they're just naked battling each other.
Like you do.
It's really great. It was really funny.
I mean, I see no other alternatives, Chris.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, that's like the only fun of D&D, though, is like just trying to make it as ridiculous as possible.
Yeah, rolling dice and having a good time. And when people take things way too serious, my anime waifu and all,
Yeah.
there's a problem.
Well, you consider rolling dice a good time.
Depends.
I don't know, man.
It depends if you're having a decent time when you're just fucking around with people.
Fair enough. You're gonna need to bring that bridge up, dude. That's a low bridge.
That's a lot of damage!
That's a lot of bridge!
I actually rewatched that video the other day. That's a lot of damage!
That's a lot of damage. I love that. Oh god, no. Yeah, it was just like a lot of derailing on that. There was one guy who had to there was one dude who had to fight a succubus and an incubus at the same time, and he was like, I want to roll to fuck him.
I would like to roll to fuck.
It was at that point when the dude that I never met before, had never talked to before in my life, was like, I want to roll to fuck the succubus and the incubus, was the moment where I was just like, I have successfully de-rolled this D&D. I have successfully derailed this. I have done my job. I have won this game. I do not need to continue.
Like, you can't win D&D. I think not.
I disagree. I can most definitely win D&D. But yeah, it's a classic, man. It's a classic.
It's a fun time, you know?
I mean, that's arguable, but it's a classic.
No, Chris. I'm not saying D&D's fun. I'm saying you fucking around is fun.
Yeah, that is fun. I do love messing with shit. That's like my favorite pastime. Man, that fucking Ferris wheel launched like motherfucker. It's like Mach 2 that thing launched at.
Chris, your favorite thing to do in most situations is see about ways you can break things.
Yeah, it's true. I like to break shit, derail conversations, and make people feel awkward. Which, honestly, D&D is kind of the perfect environment to do that to people, but I'm just not a huge fan of the concept to begin with.
Yeah. Of tabletop role-playing games.
Yeah. Not really my style. I'm more of a video game guy.
I get it, man.
Nicely caught.
Dude, I didn't realize it's raining out.
Is it really? It's
Yeah.
not raining in my area, unless it's a really light rain and I can't see it yet.
No, it's like super light rain.
No, that might be why then.
Like, I didn't even realize it was raining until I can see the small... Unless my eyes are having weird static issues, where you're looking at like a TV and it's doing the weird static.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. I did have to fight a fucking, I had to fight like an ogre or some shit. What are those big cyclops do? Cyclops, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
If they have one eye, it's a cyclops.
I'm pretty sure it had one eye. It was either an ogre or a cyclops. I think it was a cyclops because they're bigger.
Pretty much same thing, though.
Yeah, and I was in assassin class because neat. It was pre-made for me because I don't know what I was doing.
Why would you want to learn the system?
Dude, literally every single time they were like, roll your dice and see which one what your options are, and I was like, which one do I roll? Because they literally just handed me a stack of like 12 fucking dice that were all different sizes and shape, and they were like, roll your dice to see what you get, and I'm like, what the fuck do I roll? And they're like, roll a 6 die, and I'm like, what the fuck is a 6 die?
The one that looks like a cube.
It's like,
So
it wasn't.
I
Yeah.
I actually understand where you're coming from there, though,
Right.
because I was talking to my girlfriend and she was just like, I don't get the dice here.
Yeah, no.
Which one is which size? And I'm like, well, this one is this one and this one is that.
Yeah, see, the 6 dice, that was the one that I knew. I was like, I know the 6 die. But
The
it was
cube.
the, I think it was the 8 die or something. It was the 8 die or the 16 die that they were like, roll your 6 die, and I'm like, what the fuck is a 16? I'm like, what the fuck is an 8 die or a 16 die or whatever the fuck it was?
It's a D8, Chris.
I was like, what the fuck is this? A D8. That's the word they used. They were like, roll a D8 and find out what you get. I was like, the fuck is a D8?
So that's the thing. It feels like you didn't have very good I don't know what the
I mean they were nice because I would just be like, what the fuck is a D8? And they'd be like, my buddy who actually played D&D would go over and point at it and be like, it's that one. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's like if you don't play these games using terminology of the games,
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Yeah, it's very jarring.
So
It was definitely interesting, though, I will say.
you had a decent time, and by that I mean you liked messing around with things.
Yeah, it's like I had fun, but I had fun because I was straight up like fucking with it. Like, I was trying to be like obnoxious. What was it? It was Oh yeah, I remember what it was. But they like made me fight a Cyclops, and I was like, it was one of those fights that I was clearly designed to lose, right? And I kind of caught on to that about like my second attack, so I was just like, all right, well if I'm determined to lose this, I'm gonna try and play it smart. And they were just like, I was like, he's like, I want to get around him from behind and stab him in his asshole.
Like you do.
And they're like, he's like, why? I'm like, because I'm clearly not winning my current route, so I'm gonna do a new route.
This is how you win.
Yeah, like, I need to win this way. But, flash that, dude.
Flash that, it's on the floor, flash that.
Derek, you failed getting the flash, dude. Um,
It's ready for the best part of this game.
there you go. Yep.
They all go in the hole now.
Get in the
And
hole.
everybody dies.
Yeah, it's true. Get the traffic, dude. This is what I want to do on my morning commutes. Just
Drive into a hole?
Yes, yeah. I mean, either that or make a hole for all my other fellow drivers to drive into. Both of which work fine for me. Keep sucking shit up, too. You got this. It's over.
Yeah. He needs to hack the mainframe.
Actually, you know what? I think the funniest moment in the D&D section, though, wasn't even from me. It was from my friend, who was having his naked sword battle with the other warrior guy he didn't like. And,
Like you do.
they rolled, Derek, they rolled ones 8 times in a row. Both him and his opponent rolled ones 8 times in a row. So the guy, the dungeon master, is explaining it, and he's just like, you go to swing your sword, but it flies out of your hand. And as your opponent goes to swing his sword, it flies out of his hand.
Dude, the chances of having 8 in a row
Yep.
is astronomically small.
Oh yeah, no, it was a fucking riot. Like, it was just funny watching the dungeon master guy try and come up with the story as he was going along, because he's like, you go to swing your sword, but the sword flies out of your hand across the room. So he goes to attack you, and his sword flies out of his hand. You both stumble to get your swords, both of which failing to pick up the sword.
Honestly, Chris, at that point, they're just having a dick sword fight.
Like, it was so funny. I'm like, wow, this is a riot. I'm like, the fact that this just, like, can't work is super funny.
It's good shit, you know?
Oh, yeah. But that was like the peak of that. And then, like, not much longer after that, we were just like, alright, time to go. Smash Brothers tournament starting up. Peace.
Something else to do.
Something way cooler is now happening. And I told the guy, I was like, thanks for putting up with my bullshit. You're a trooper.
You did better than most would.
Yeah, he was like, nah, man, it was great. He's like, you made this way more entertaining. I was like, awesome. Someone who appreciates my fine art.
It's funny because some people are like, what you did, Chris, is what they call a beer and pretzels type of game.
Yeah.
Where you just have a good time. It's not, we're gonna roll dice and pretend we are adventurers from blah blah. It's, let's roll some dice, make some jokes, and eat some food, and that's what they call a beer and pretzels type of game.
Yep.
That's what you would prefer to play.
Yeah.
Because it's not serious, and you guys are just fucking around.
It really just depends on how much the dungeon master lets me do whatever I want. Exactly. That's really the determining factor. Like, if the dungeon master was a hard ass that was like, no, you can't do that, then I'd be like, alright, well, fuck this game, I'm not playing it.
Yeah.
TK!
So,
sorry, yeah.
yeah. I mean, you like a beer and pretzels type of game, Chris, where they're not serious.
Ugh. I mean, I'd still rather play anything besides it, so...
True. There's a Star Wars role-playing game, and people are... And it's okay.
It's alright.
Alright, it has its own set of dice, and I'm like, I don't understand it because that requires my brain to think about it.
What if we play the Vampire the Masquerade role-playing game?
Dude, that game is something else.
The game or the role-playing? The video game one or the tabletop one is something else?
The roleplay one.
Oh, Derek, wait, let's pause it here. We gotta end this episode here.
Roger that.
Alright, so we're gonna have to pick this up on the next part. We'll see you then. Peace.